today we have the Honorable Minister Ahmed Hussen, who's Minister of Families, Children and Social Development. He's with us. Minister, welcome to Harjinder Gill Show.
Thank you. Thank you very much for having me.
So, Minister Ahmed, we are going through the second wave of COVID-19 pandemic, and Fall Economic Statement 2020 is based on supporting Canadians in fighting COVID-19. So let's start with your opening remarks on this.
Well, first of all, it is important to know that Canadians continue to need help because we're in the middle of the pandemic, the second wave, and we are continuing to help Canadian families, workers, and businesses. And so the Fall Economic Statement delivered 2 weeks ago emphasized that we will continue to be there for Canadian businesses. We're extending the Canada Emergency Wage Subsidy to June of next year. We're also extending the EI as well as the Canada Recovery Benefit to next year so that we can continue to support workers. And finally, we're supporting families by increasing the Canada Child Benefit for children under the age of 6. So for low to middle income families, they will be receiving between $600 to $1,200 per child for the year 2021 as part of the Canada Child Benefit. So that's significant. And last but not least, we also announced the building blocks, the first steps in the early learning and childcare, setting up of the national system of childcare by proposing an investment of $420 million to build the workforce to recruit more teachers into the childcare system.
Right. So you have already mentioned that this report specifically is designed to support Canadians to fight with the COVID-19. So can you just have a little bit more elaboration regarding the planning and how would it be positions in the next few months or so?
Well, first of all, COVID will not be with us forever. You've already seen the work we're doing in terms of Canada procuring vaccines. Canada now has the largest number of doses of any country in the world. We have pre-purchased those doses, and a number of those vaccines are being looked at and examined by Health Canada. The first one has been approved a number of days ago to be used in Canada, and in fact, this morning, the distribution of those vaccines have started, the Pfizer vaccine, which has been approved. So we're already moving towards distribution, and of course, as other vaccines also hopefully get approved, then we will also quickly make them available for Canadians. And the Government of Canada has already assured Canadians that the vaccine will be free. Everyone who wants to be vaccinated will be vaccinated, and it will be free of charge.
Right. So, friends, this is Harjinder Gill Show, and today we have Minister Ahmed Hussen, Honorable Minister Ahmed Hussen, who is the Minister of Family, Children and Social Development. He's with us. Minister, next point would be, as you have already explained about the vaccination. So, will there be any timeline for the Canadians to receive the dose? Is there any time frame?
Well, as soon as each vaccine is approved, we will move quickly to distribution. You've seen the Pfizer vaccine has been approved by Health Canada, and it was approved on Thursday, and already today we're distributing them around the country, and we will prioritize obviously the seniors in long-term care centers as well as frontline workers first, and then so there's a distribution plan in place, and the Government of Canada is using the Canadian Armed Forces, the Canadian military to help distribute this vaccine across the country. So as more vaccines become available, we will quickly move to distribution. We have a plan in place, and as you saw this morning in the news, that plan is already taking off. Vaccines are already being distributed to Canadians as we speak.
Right. So will these vaccines will be free of cost to everybody, or will there be any charge?
Correct. No, it'll be free to every Canadian that wishes to be vaccinated.
Right. So regardless of their status in Canada.
Yes, the Government of Canada will pay for the vaccination of each and every Canadian who wishes to get a vaccination.
Right. And what are your COVID-19 recovery plans? How would you ensure that the Canadians continue to receive benefits after March 31st?
Well, the best it's time limited. So obviously, as the economy recovers, we will obviously slowly withdraw these benefits. If you look at the pandemic, 80% of the jobs that we lost early in the pandemic have been recovered. Those jobs have already come back. 80% of those jobs have come back. Compare that with only 50% of the jobs coming back in the United States. So that tells you that our plan is working.
Right.
We just need to keep doing that. We need to keep supporting businesses so that they don't permanently close. Supporting Canadian businesses with the Canada Emergency Wage Subsidy means that those businesses can continue to hire those workers, right? Supporting the families means less Canadians declare bankruptcy. We need to continue to support people, but we also see light at the end of the tunnel. And as the economy bounces back, these benefit programs will be slowly withdrawn. We also intend to spend between 3 to 4% of our GDP on a stimulus plan. This is very much in line with what all the major countries are doing in Europe and our partners. They're spending between 3 to 4%, sometimes a little bit over 4%. On a stimulus plan, this is something that the global financial institutions are recommending to bring back our economy. But because of the programs we've been highlighting and the programs that we've been implementing to help Canadians, the recovery hopefully will be faster, it'll be sooner, and it'll be stronger because we've been supporting Canadian businesses and families and workers during the pandemic. If we do not support the workers, if we do not support the businesses, the recovery will be slower, weaker, and it will take longer. And so we don't want that. We know what happened in 2008 when the Conservatives had a recession. They didn't really help Canadians, and the recovery took much longer, as opposed to what we hope will be a much faster recovery this time.
Right. So as the statement says, that this plan will continue to protect Canadians' health, jobs, and economy. So you have touched base all the points one by one. And moving forward, what are the federal plans for Canadians?
Other measures that we're looking at, of course, we're also looking at the climate crisis. We have a climate plan that we released, binding targets on this and any future government. That legislation has been introduced. We are moving ahead to make sure that in addition to that, we will be providing supports to 700,000 homes in Canada to make sure that they conduct energy retrofits. They retrofit their homes to make them more energy efficient. This will create many jobs. It will also, of course, enable those homeowners to improve their homes, and it will enable us to meet our climate change targets that we've signed on as a country.
So friends, this was the Honorable Ahmed Hussen, Minister of Families, Children and Social Development, and we had this short discussion with him regarding the Fall Economic Statement 2020. Minister, thank you so much for your time, and looking forward to talk to you soon in future. Your closing remarks, please.
Thank you. No, I really appreciate the opportunity to speak with you and your listeners, and of course, always happy to come back and continue to update you on what the government is doing. We will continue to support Canadian workers and businesses because we believe that this is the right thing to do, and we will continue to look out for the interests of Canadian workers, families, children, as well as our businesses.
Thank you so much, sir. Thank you, and have a nice day. Thank you.
You're most welcome. Bye-bye.
Bye. Take care.
Bye-bye.
Bye. Take care.
Bye-bye.
For all our latest updates, please subscribe G Media Group YouTube channel and press the bell icon.